தமிழ் கோர்வை சேனல் சார்பாக அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். என் பெயர் கண்ணதாசன். Today I am going to present my video on technical terms to understand the concepts of genetics. Part 1. To understand the classical genetics, first we have to understand the technical terms. Before we enter into this video, if you like this video, press the like button, share this video to your friends, comment on it, subscribe our channel and press the bell icon to receive more such videos in future. The first technical term is genetics. It is defined as the science of heredity and variation. Second one is heredity. Heredity is the transmission of character from parents to offspring or from one generation to another generation. Third one is variation. Variation means the difference between the individuals of the same species, say siblings of the parents. They show the difference with each other, and also the offspring show difference with their parents. All these are called as variations. Here I am presenting for you to understand what is variation exactly. Here, with respect to the flower color, there are so many variation in hibiscus, giant rainbow hibiscus, and Donax variabilis shell. Okay, you can see the variety of shells with variety of colors, so that is also variation. The 4 different color morphology found in tigers, and here you can see the coat pattern of the tigers. Coat pattern of any two tiger is not similar. Wing color variation of monarch butterflies, one is white in color and another one is yellow in color. This is the human eye color variation. You see variety of human eye color. What is behind all this variation? That is the question. The answer is DNA. Behind all variation, DNA is present. DNA carries genes. Each gene is responsible to produce a polypeptide or protein. This polypeptide or protein manifest themselves as a character or trait in an organism. The character show variation. So I am giving example here with respect to Pisum sativum, how it works. The DNA of Pisum sativum within the chromosome carries genes capital R and small r. Capital R is responsible for producing active enzyme SBE1, which is producing highly branched starch amylopectin. So it produces the shape of the seed as a character and variation, round variation. Whereas smaller not able to produce active enzyme, so it is able to produce only unbranched starch amylose. So the seeds become wrinkled. So shape of the seed, on one side it is wrinkled, another side it is round. So there are two variations determined by the genes present in the DNA of Pisum sativum. So what are genes? A segment of DNA. It is just a segment of DNA which is responsible to produce either a polypeptide or a protein. We already studied the polypeptide or protein only manifesting themselves as trait or character. Right. So what are loci? The genes are located in definite location on the chromosome. And you know very well the chromosome carries the DNA. So the genes occupy the definite position on the chromosome. That position or location is called as loci or locus. So the locus or loci is constant for a particular character. It will not change at all. And here Mendel studied 7 characters and their locus are given. Right here seed shape we already studied. It is present in the 7th chromosome and this is the position. It will not change for all the plants of Pisum sativum. Right. 6th term is homologous chromosome. To understand this, I am going to ask one question. How many chromosomes are there in Pisum sativum? The answer is 14 or 7 pairs, in which 7 pair is more meaningful than 14, because when you say 7 pair, it automatically convey one message 14. In addition to that, one more message is also conveyed. They are homologous chromosome. Now in order to understand this homologous, I am giving one example. There are 8 shoes on the rack. Suppose a person asking how many shoes are there on the rack. The appropriate answer is 4 pairs rather than 8 shoes, because shoes of each pair is similar. So when you say 4 pair itself, it is understood. Here you see homologous chromosome. This is the homologous pair. Both are similar with each other in all respects, but one derived from mother called as maternal chromosome, and another one derived from father called as paternal chromosomes. And here you see homologous chromosomes are similar but not identical. Why? Both the chromosomes are similar with respect to their structure, size, shape, and also the gene sequence. Gene sequence also same, but each carries the same gene in the same order, but the alleles for each trait may not be the same. So what are alleles? You see capital R present in one chromosome of the homologous pair, and small r present in another one. So this gene is not similar or identical with this gene. Both the genes are not identical. Okay, in that sense, both the chromosomes we can say similar but not identical. Now we are going to discuss about one more term, seventh term. It is allele. Here you see traits are expressed in different ways. Okay, due to the fact that a gene can exist in alternate forms. Here with respect to flower, one gene, one allele is responsible to produce purple color, and another allele or another gene responsible to produce white flower. Okay, purple flower, white flower. So they are present in alternate form. The genes exist in alternate forms. Maybe two or more versions of a gene may be called as alleles, right? An individual inherit, though there may be many versions, okay, but in an individual, right? In an individual, two alleles for each gene will be present, and one from each parent. One from each parent. So this is called as allele, and homozygous and heterozygous condition. If an individual has two identical alleles, you see with respect to Pisum sativum, tall plant, capital T, identical alleles, so homozygous. Dwarf plant, small t, identical alleles, so homozygous. But if you take capital T, small t, the plant is tall, but the alleles are not identical, so heterozygous. Here, when both alleles are recessive, right, then we call it as, suppose it is the Mendel's monohybrid cross. Both alleles are small t. You can express its this alleles as homozygous recessive dwarf. This one as homozygous dominant tall, whereas the F1 generation plant can be expressed as non-true breeding pea plant, non-true breeding tall, or heterozygous dominant tall. Heterozygous dominant tall. The phenotypically it is tall, so heterozygous dominant tall or hybrids. It can also be expressed as hybrids. Here, two terms we used. It may be confusing. Homologous and heterologous are the terms applicable only to the chromosomes, whereas homozygous and heterozygous are the terms which are applicable only to the alleles. Now we are going to discuss about dominance and recessive, right? Dominance, the variation of a trait expressed even in the heterozygous condition. That variation is expressed even in the heterozygous condition. Say example capital R, small r, brown seeds are produced. Then it is dominant. Variation of a trait expressed only in the homozygous condition is called as recessive. Here it is, you see, small r. And genotype is expressed in capital letters for dominance, and genotype expressed in small letters for recessive. Now, difference between genotype and phenotype, right? And also the definition. The genetic constitution of a variation of a trait. You see, the plant may be tall, but the genetic constitution, capital T, or capital T, small t. So, genotype is different, phenotype is different. Usually, it is expressed in symbols. Phenotype is the morphological or physical expression of a variation and usually expressed in words or terms. And here I gave the difference between alleles and character. You can go through it. And that is the end of part 1. We will meet in part 2, students. Thank you very much for watching.